Now, most of you have them, but you don't talk about them. So let's discuss 401ks. This is Zach, the Money Nutritionist, and here's your minute of nutrition for the day. 401ks are reserved for retirement. It's an account from which you can retire on when you get super old. It's called a defined contribution plan. But why? Because as the name implies, either your employer and or you are making a defined contribution to this plan over time. There's also a defined amount or a max that you can put into it each year. It's defined contribution because the employer doesn't owe you jack when you actually do retire. It's just what you're contributing now. And I said it that way because the other types are what we call defined distribution plans, which a 401k is not. So let's focus. You get hired, you go to HR, they send you some paperwork, and it says 401k. You don't really read it over, you fill it out, and you just set an amount that gets deducted from your paycheck that goes into this 401k. That's usually how it works, right? Your employer might also decide to match whatever you put into your 401k, which they don't have to do, but if they do, that's great. All that money you're putting into a 401k is pre-tax, which means it's coming straight out of your paycheck right into your account before the government gets its hands on it. That only means that when you do retire and you start pulling money out of your 401k, then you are taxed at your ordinary tax rate. So if your tax rate goes up from where it is now, you're going to be taxed at where your rate will be in the future. It's still pretty attractive though, because that pre-tax money is able to grow and compound over time. So really what you need to know is when you open your 401k, you put money in before it's taxed, you let it grow over time until you decide to retire or start pulling money out of that account. Just know that you'll be taxed at that tax rate wherever you fall in that bracket whenever you start pulling the money out, and you have to try and live on that for the rest of your life. But that's been your minute of nutrition.